Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Thunder on MRL featuring the ARCA series. Tonight we have a special broadcast for you as we are in our championship race here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we settle things once and for all in season 1 of the MRL Friday Night Thunder ARCA series here, brought to you by MRL Broadcasting. I'm your host, Snake, tonight, and I have a couple surprises for you in store. We have special guests as well, and I'll get right to it. I've got Smokin' Joe and Fast Louie joining me here tonight. Welcome, gentlemen. How we doing?
Oh, we're in for a good one here tonight there, see. It's going to be a great race here. Last race of the first season, season 1 finale, Las Vegas, courtesy of Tommy Fox. A great choice by him to close out the first season. Las Vegas is always a very fun racetrack in just about everything that we drive. And I think we're going to be in for a good one here to close out the first season.
Absolutely. Yeah, come on, Louie. Tell us how it is.
Thanks for having me again. I'm excited. It's at Vegas, and this field is a little short tonight, but I guarantee these guys are going to put on a show because it's slick, and these cars are a little difficult to drive, so we're in for a good time and a show.
So as you alluded to, Louie, we have our championship race here at the fast mile-and-a-half D-shaped oval. It looks like the air temperature is going to be 88 degrees, currently with a track temperature of 95 degrees. I think it's safe to say that it's a little bit slick out there. Partly cloudy skies, a light breeze, 12 miles per hour. It's going to be pretty ideal racing conditions. These guys are on edge anyways. We've seen all season. There's been just incredible battles all season long in this ARCA series, and it's inaugural season. So plenty of surprises left in store, even though we don't have the traditionally higher field count tonight as we see practice here. David Brenner was going around there. And just to remind everybody, our results here coming into the championship race, Daniel Plant-Smith holding a 14-point advantage over Joe Vulpes, who had just a horrible series of events happen back at Nashville with that disconnection and just created a big points disparity. Daniel Plant-Smith on a hot streak, winning races and having strong finishes. So he's got a firm grip on things. We'll see how that shakes out tonight. Jay Stinson, he rounds out your podium. He's been definitely making a late playoff charge. And Steve Lewis, he's been consistent all season there, Joe. And he kind of slipped down to 4th and have old Matthew Fritz in 5th. And great season by those guys.
Yeah, so, looking at the top, though, Daniel Plant-Smith, ever since the chase started, has been on an absolute heater. He's improved his average finish so much to now where he actually has the best out of all the full-time drivers, just by how incredible this run has been across the chase. So let me tell you about his results. Even though Joe had that bad luck at Nashville, in the chase races to this point, Daniel Plant-Smith won at Michigan. Then we went to Darlington a week later, and he finished 3rd. Then the next race was Kentucky, and he won again. So that's 2 wins out of the first 3 races. Then he goes and makes it 3 out of 4 at Nashville. And then last week was actually truly an off week for him, where he only finished in 3rd place again at Rockingham. That was 2 weeks ago, where he finished 3rd at Rockingham. So actually looking across all the races, the only race where Vulpes has actually closed the gap on Plant was the dominating performance he put on Rockingham last week. So Plant's really come on strong here for these last 6 races, and we'll see if he can close it out here tonight.
Yeah, Rockingham with its very treacherous turn 4 exit, as I recall 2 weeks ago, giving a lot of drivers some issues there as they did synchronized slides together. So we'll see what happens here at Las Vegas, where they're going to be carrying a lot more speed, and it's almost going to feel like draft and tandem style racing at times. We'll see how the guys manage their tires and their fuel mileage tonight as we look in on practice there. You got the 22 of David Brenner, always a sportsman there as he collides with the wall because it's just for fun and games. It looks like he has the fastest time in practice as it wraps up. We'll go into our qualifying session, but as you can see, David Brenner was the fast lap with a 29.782. Justin Parham, always going for those trophies and looking fast as usual. Matt Novella also carrying great speed. Look at Tommy Fox up there. Really, really close times up there. So. Be curious to see what they've learned through this practice session, see how the track changes for your qualifying. That's coming right up.
Yep, and here we go. We got guys coming out onto the track already. Look at this, Tommy Fox, the first one to pull out of pit road here. We'll see what he's able to put down. Matthew Fritz, see him, he's getting ready to rock and roll for his qualifying laps here as well. Right now, the guys that I'm looking at, though, that have been really good at qualifying this season, Matthew Fritz is one of them. The other guys out there, Daniel Plant-Smith, your points leader, looking to hold on to it for one more night. He's one of our best qualifiers in the series. Joe Volpus is well up there with a lot of poles. And the other guy I'm looking at currently isn't out on the track yet right now, and that's Justin Parham. That guy's been really fast every time he's gone out there for one lap pace. So we'll see what those boys can get done, as I think Tommy Fox is going to be the first guy to hit the line here to complete a lap.
Yeah, so Tommy Fox, model of consistency, pointing his way into the playoffs here, and always a top 10 threat every week, and looks like he's putting down some pretty good speed, as it looks like he's been supplanted by Daniel Plant-Smith there on that qualifying attempt. Jack Sanders showing some speed from the 25 as well. Got the Colonel Sanders there with the 25 DX WWE Attitude Era scheme there. Pretty cool. The green machine there is just a 10th off the pace there. As you see David Brenner and Tommy Fox on that second lap. Almost comes there to get that pole, but just a little short.
Yep, here's John Beverly completing his qualifying run. And it looks like he's going to move up to 7th place there out of the 8 guys that have qualified so far. Looking at these times, looks like the guy that needs it the most right now is actually, he just moved up to 4th. Never mind. I was going to say Volpus was last out of everybody that qualified so far, but he just moved up to 4th there as I said that. But look at these guys right now. Now we got the next group of guys coming out. Matt Novella coming out on the track here. Looks like Jay Stinson just put down a heater there. Came very close to the pole time. And got Matt Novella coming out here. Not usually somebody that qualifies very well, so we'll see what he can do here tonight. Justin Parham, one of those guys I'm on the lookout to see if he can get the pole. And then Steve Lewis as well is now out there in that MRL paint scheme, MRL broadcasting paint scheme, looking to put down a heater for himself as well.
Yeah, we give him a shout out every week. We like the nod to the broadcast group that is able to do the broadcast throughout the various series that MRL offers for you all. And Louis, we always see Steve Lewis out there with that machine. He's always running in the top 10, always in the mix, and he's been really consistent points wise this season. What do you expect out of him tonight at Vegas?
Well, there was another sporting event that he was watching, and he didn't get no practice in, so who knows what to expect out of him tonight. He's probably just filling the track out and qualifying here and getting an idea how hard he can push and, that sort of thing. As you can tell.
Looks like it's a little slick out there.
Yeah.
So Steve Lewis in the 88 currently qualifies in the 10th position, as now we ride on board with Justin Parham. Parham always with the hot lap, the speed. He's just always up in that top 3 or leading laps, just battling for wins, and that 99 is something to contend with. I think before it's all said and done, he's going to have a say in tonight's race. He just always seems to find a way to the front.
Yeah, and he qualified 4th as well, so.
Yeah, so Parham with a strong qualifying effort, and it looks like his qualifying's wrapped up. Daniel Smith, taking care of business. The current points leader claims the pole, so he's doing everything that he needs to do thus far to secure this championship. Matt Novella is going to start outside P1. Matt Novella showing speed here, as Joe alluded to, not always the best qualifier out there. but Novella found some speed, and Tommy Fox will start inside row 2. Justin Parham, who we just saw wrap up qualifying, he's going to be outside row 2. We'll see if the high line will be desirable or the low line can keep up early here when they get going. Jay Stinson rounds out your top 5, and David Brenner with a solid qualifying effort. He'll line up 6th. Joe Volpus, a second place points leader, he's going to qualify 7th, and he's going to have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. So we'll see how he can battle his way and pull off the amazing championship here as we do battle here at Las Vegas here coming up.
Yep, second half of the field, we got 8th place, Jack Sanders starting alongside him. Then in row number 5, you see Matthew Fritz and John Beverly. And then the last guy to put down a lap time was Steve Lewis. He'll start in 11th alongside Tom Lester, who failed to put down a qualifying time, along with your last row as well, Robert Babcock, John Flamian. Those guys did not put down a lap time either. So they're going to decide to maybe play the long game here tonight and wait for these guys to wear out those tires there, because, it's a slick one. The way the track handled in qualifying and in practice was very, very difficult. And if we take a look here at the weather, it's not like it's that hot out there right now. The air temperature is pretty high, for the time of day, 6:16 in the evening right now. So you got 88-degree temperature, but not a lot of humidity, only 12% on that. So it only has a track temp at 91 degrees. So the track isn't very hot at all. It's just the way the car is. It just got some interesting stuff going on with the tires, and we'll see how it really plays out here tonight.
So conditions definitely a little slick out there as the sun has been on the track, and combined with the setup for the race, it's going to make things very interesting as we embark here. And we're going to have a 100-lap feature to get it all figured out and settled tonight. I just can't wait to see how these guys manage their stuff. A fuel run is going to be roughly about 45 laps or so on a full tank of fuel, and you only have those 2 extra set of tires, so you want to manage your stuff and hopefully it'll go green for long stretches, and maybe you can just kind of ride and coast towards the back like you alluded to and save and maybe play the fuel game. So a lot of different strategies that could happen. But we'll have to see what happens as the pace car leads them off. Daniel Plant-Smith in that 31 on the bottom there. Matt Novella is going to start outside up top in the 56. So, no strangers to the front. We'll see how they fire up. Louis, any thoughts on what to see early here when we go green?
Well, you're going to see some guys take it easy on their tires with tire management, and you're going to see other guys just full out right here, I do believe.
Do you have a favorite for this race tonight, or somebody that you want us to pay attention to?
Honestly, I'm pulling for Tommy Fox to be.
Hell yeah, brother. Definitely, sentimental favorite, and he's due one. He's where he races so hard and so consistently clean. He's due one, so we'll be looking for the 00 tonight, the Leeds, Alabama native in that Arrow double-aught machine. Smokin' Joe, who are you looking for here early as we're about to go green?
I'm looking to see if Justin Parham, if he can get his way up front here very quickly. I think he's probably the most aggressive guy in a short run that's starting in the front 2 rows. Most of these other guys are usually very good on their tires, and they wait for the long run to do something. But Parham usually very, very fast on a short run.
Absolutely. Pace car pulls off for our 100-lap main feature to settle this championship as we go green from Vegas here on MRL Friday Night Thunder. Daniel Plant-Smith takes him to the line, gets the jump on Matt Novella on the outside. Justin Parham looks up top in third outside in that 99 machine. They're side by side in turn 1, the 31, the 56. Nobody's giving an inch as we go early. They're very racy as we come up to speed here going outside turn 2. The 56 with a little wiggle misses the contact with the wall. He's going to have the run on the 31 to take your lead there. As we exit turn 4, Justin Parham looking outside is really racy on lap 1. Matt Novella is going to take him down the line as we go side by side, and very, very close, but Novella's going to get credit for the lap, and now Parham is your leader on lap 2 as we go green and they stay clean.
Yeah, that was a photo finish. If it was the last lap of the race there for the lead there, Novella barely able to edge out Parham. I think he just wanted to get that lap led, and you can see Justin Parham already trying to set sail here on the field. And I'm looking right behind him. Somebody already really ripping the wall. Jay Stinson trying to make a move, get up front here. He's up to third, running that wall, running that Larson line.
J Daddy go. It's a cheese grater up there. It's a little early in the run to be ripping the fence, but you can carry so much speed up there and have quite the advantage, but you're going to give up that tire wear early, as it's looking like it's going to be good to stay on the bottom, as Daniel Plant-Smith being able to stay up with the 31, as we saw Parham look like he got shot out of a cannon. I think the draft effect is really real here. As look at Jay Stinson inching closer. He wants in on that action early, as we're lap 4 of 100 on Friday Night Thunder.
Yeah, and look at this. We're going side by side for the lead. Daniel Plant-Smith trying to make something happen here on Parham, but it looks like the high line might be prevailing here early on before the tires really start to wear in. As you can see, Plant tucks back in the line there.
Yeah, as you see, the 3 cars break away from the rest of the field. They're really racy up there, Louis. I feel like that might pay a price on their equipment as if this goes green.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is a cheese grater up there. And, but they know how to manage their tires,
Yeah, we see these guys every week in and out. They're battling for the lead. They're running in the top 5. So, if they feel like they can manage their equipment and have a healthy advantage early, this could turn into an old-fashioned butt whooping. So we'll see. Have to see what happens as we go later in the run, as we've completed lap 6 of 100 tonight. In Las Vegas, I think, was a beautiful choice for a championship race. These ARCA cars really just seem to race well in these mile-and-a-half layouts. It's a lot of fun tight pack racing. We've had really good strategy at these layouts, so it'd be nice as we see the sun start to set here as we get in the later portions of the race.
Yeah, what's really nice about this is way back when this was a recruitment race for this series, and it was a chaotic race just because of the way the car was with the netcode, the draft, and all that kind of stuff. But let's take a look through the field here, and you can just see the kind of separation you already have happening only 7 laps into the race. Parham's starting to pull away from Jay Stinson a little bit. Got a little bit of a gap then to Plant-Smith.
Contact in the back there.
Well, it looks like John Beverly, Babcock there are going to go side by side. Babcock, it looks like he's pulled off the track. I think that's your boy that may have hit the wall there, see?
Absolutely. It looks like Beverly, a little contact in the wall, and Babcock there, definitely a little contact, loses the handle, and it looks like he's elected to tow, as the 77 there got a little hairy there. Too. That dirty air can really pack you up into that wall, and it sends the car, and before you know it, you really can't evade it.
Yeah, tough break there. It looks like Robert Babcock's day is going to come to an end here. But getting back to the way the racing is, look at how tight these guys are, but they're not running each other over with the draft. It's just very calm. This is the kind of racing we expect out of this car. Especially like up front. Look at this. Jay Stinson rolling in Justin Parham by using that high line. You got to, the 99's a little loose.
A little loose there. He's going to slide up there and block the 60 temporarily. He's still going to carry the momentum as Stinson riding up high there. But as you're saying, it's very reminiscent of the Gen 6 550 package days that they would run at these mile-and-a-half layouts, where this racing is kind of tightly controlled. It's hard to get an advantage and pass with the dirty air. So they're able to kind of really run things out, but it's not getting as tightly packed up as, say, like a super speedway race would turn out to be.
Yeah, exactly. And we can see this right now too, is everybody's able to run a little bit of a different line to try and figure out what the best strategy is here. So as we come around here, see, it looks like we're coming to lap 12 for the last time this season, in the first season really without Dennis Puckett.
Absolutely. So as they cross the line here, as you see a little spin, the 60 going for a spin, and it looks like Jay Stinson is in the wall. That's going to cause chaos for him, but we're going to go silent for lap 12. So Jay Stinson with a little bit of an incident making contact with the wall. We still go green. We cross lap 13 of 100. Daniel Plant Smith, your series leader, is your current race leader. And Jay Stinson there, he's going slow down the backstretch there. He's got heavy damage to that car. He made incredible contact with the wall. So we'll see what happens as he's trying to make it to the pit entry and stop the bleeding and perhaps use that fast repair. But it looks like he's not going to do that. He's just going to stop on the backstretch and then by the pit entry. It's going to bring out our caution tonight. He looks like he's having a little bit of difficulty, Joe.
Yep, that's going to be the first caution of the race here. Things really devolved very quickly for him as we went silent for lap 12. Let's see if we can go back and see what really unfolded there on those couple of laps.
Yeah, it looked like the 60 was really pushing it to try to get the lead. As you see, he's in the lead here. The 99 lays off, and it just looked like the car got loose and made contact with the 31. Just the track conditions are a little slick as these guys have really been heating up their tires. I've heard complaints about the track being a little slippery.
And it looks like here damage. It looks like he had trouble down the backstretch here. And some serious trouble.
So he's having traction issues there. The car is definitely broken. Just hoping a yellow will come out before he keeps losing precious time and laps on the track. And the car is just in really bad shape there.
There's your caution right there.
That brings out the caution, and looks like he's having trouble with the steering there. So looks like there's a little bit of a high risk, high reward on that high line. It was an incredible shot by the 31 to really set things into motion and cause the damage.
Yeah, big hit there for the 60. He's going to lose a couple laps out of this at least. And what this has done, though, is it's created a situation where everybody's going to come down for some fuel here, at least, because the fuel run is about 42 to 44 laps. So these guys are trying to make it on just one more pit stop from here. And I don't expect anybody to take tires this early just because there's only 2 additional sets of tires. So I think everybody's going to do a splash and dash, but we'll double check on that. Plant Smith was the first one off pit road with a splash and dash. And if we take a look here at those pit times, it looks like the only person that may have taken 4 tires was David Brenner. He had a 14:63 pit stop. And then Steve Lewis right behind him. Looks like he had a 10-second pit stop, so that would make me think he may have taken 2 tires. And then right behind them, John Flamian, he had a 14:92, which also sounds like a 4-tire pit stop.
So some guys gambling early, thinking that tires may not be that big a deal, getting a fresh set early. Maybe they're thinking we're not finished with cautions after our first one of the day was a self-spin on the track that led to greater damage for the 60 car of Jay Stinson. So, what I've noticed early, a lot of space between positions, a lot of room to race on the track. And it looks like there are multi-grooves working at the moment as the middle and high lines are definitely able to be competitive side by side.
Yeah, so that's the... Go ahead, Louis.
Well, from what I've noticed is you'll notice a guy when he comes out of the corner, he will all of a sudden shoot down low towards the inside wall. Well, that is they're saving the car because it's so loose when you see that. And there's
Absolutely.
been several great saves in this race already. So
kind of chasing the car down the hill and below the apron, yeah.
So if you see that, that's what they're doing. They're really loose, and they just made a good save.
So we'll definitely be trying to keep our eyes in the middle and towards the back of the pack, where probably more of this is happening combined with the dirty air effect, creating a really loose kind of like condition where you feel like you're just floating and you don't have contact with your rear tires on the ground. And it's I don't know how you guys feel when that happens to you, but it's a really unsettling feeling, and it's really hard to save. His pace car is off. We're going to go green after our first caution of the day on lap 18 of 100. Daniel Plant-Smith, your leader on the inside, fires out of a cannon. Matt Novella gets a great restart on the bottom as the top didn't seem to get going. Parham must have mistimed it just by a little bit, and it's a game of inches can really make you slip in the standings. So 99 trying to recover on the high line. Look at Joe Volpus in that Valvoline 6 machine there. He looks like he's thinking about threading the needle. He gets right behind the 56 and then shoots back up. He's not sure where he wants to go. He's just find me a place where I can get by these guys. The 6 being racy tonight needs to press the issue, needs to make it uncomfortable for the current leader if he wants any chances at this championship tonight.
Yeah, and I'm looking at right behind him, Matthew Fritz. It looks like he's going to be the guy to take on that really high line this run. We'll see if he's able to make the progress that we saw the 60 car make on the last run, though, by doing it. You know, you can see that momentum he's really getting by using it down in 1 and 2, but you really see it down here in 3 and 4. I think you see Parham up there, you know, outside of Novella being able to make it work. Look at the 56 get loose on the bottom. So I think that outside might be good in little short spurts in order to gain a few positions.
Incredible. Look at the side draft the 95 was attempting on the 6 to try to get the position and keep the momentum on that high line as he angles with the 56 and Novella. Matthew Fritz currently on rails. I think he's the fastest car on the track right now. He's just clicking them off. And as just like what Louis alluded to, David Brenner has to shoot down to the bottom. He was chasing a car down the hill there. You saw that.
Yeah, you know, got to pay attention to all the cars around you, especially when they start getting loose. You know, you saw it earlier, right, Louis, where Novella just a couple laps ago almost ended up wrecking in front of Volpus. Everybody with good heads-up driving there when they got loose.
You see the 77 kind of laying off, letting them guys race as he lets the 11 of Leicester go by, you know, trying to conserve equipment, try to make the tires last. It's only lap 21. And look at the 99 get a little loose up there. The Parham continuing to be a little slippery up there. The Team Venom guys, you know, they definitely like to have a fast and loose race car. And you see the 99 really, really affected by that up top. The bleeding a couple more positions as the 6 goes by, the 00 goes by, David Brenner and the 22 trying to get by. So maybe Parham just try to settle down there and cool off his tires a little bit and mount another charge. Check out Matthew Fritz there on the high line. He's looking like he's trying to be racy with the 31. Fritzy really closing in. He's managing the gap there. The 56 in Novella just riding in tow. But I think the 95 is going to challenge for the lead here coming up.
Yeah, watching the 95 here use that high line. He's going to get loose and get the wall a little.
Little contact. I think the 56 was able to evade. Fritz a little loose, got a little slippery up there, got in the marbles.
Yeah, Louis, do you think that's a testament of the way the tires are starting to heat up, or you think that's more of just the track being a little dirty up there?
I think the track's a little dirty because he was on the extra high line there.
He sure was.
I think he just got the marbles.
Tommy Fox in the wall as he got a little loose, goes for a ride there. A little ouchie through 1 and 2. His multiple cars go down low to avoid. Tommy Fox kind of hurt that race car. I hope he doesn't have any wheel damage as a result. That looked like pretty hard contact. So moving up there, back with our leaders, Matt Novella in the 56 with the battle for second place with the 95 of Matthew Fritz. Joe Volpus right behind him, and right behind him is the 22 of David Brenner on fresher tires. So you see David Brenner on the fresher tire option. He's just trying to manage the gap and kind of chip away at it methodically, as you see Daniel Plant-Smith with a 3-car length advantage over Matthew Fritz. Fritzy trying to figure out the dirty air secret to try to get to the 31. 31 just casually pulling away, loving that clean air.
Yeah, he's able to use the draft a little bit down the straightaways, though, Fritz and the rest of them, to close back in. But it looks like Plant's tires may be a little bit better in the corners right now. And that might just be a testament of, talking about how Fritz was getting way up there on the track. He may have overheated them a little bit, getting loose from all that dirty marbles up there. But as I say that, he's gotten right to the back bumper here, the 31.
That 95 looks like it's really hooked up. It's definitely on the looser side, non-rails. and he's giving Daniel Plant Smith a little rear view mirror shot as he's kind of on the bumper, letting him know maybe I want to lead the laps a little bit here as he goes and looks inside. I don't think you're going to carry the momentum as good as you want on the bottom there. The 31 definitely will have a better advantage being up top, but the 95 is sneaking it in there. They're side by side coming out of 4. We got a battle for the lead on lap 27, entering lap 28 of 100 tonight. Daniel Plant Smith retains the lead in the 31, but the 95 is challenging him as he goes up to his quarter there as we enter turn 1 in lap 28. They're side by side. Matt Novella in the 56 behind, watching as these two leaders go at it now. Fritz with a little bit better run at it too this time. Maybe he can make it work through 3 and 4. Maybe he can kind of slide up a little bit. Looks like the 31.
How he does it.
He's going to get up by the quarter pounder, and he's going to lose it. Fritzy going for a ride. He's lost it by the pit entry. That's going to bring out our second caution of the night on lap 29 of 100 of our championship race from Las Vegas Speedway in the Friday Night Thunder ARCA series on MRL Broadcasting.
Yeah, it looks like just pushed a little bit too hard. Is that what you think, Louis? Or you think he may have gotten a little bit of aero help from that?
A little bit of both, but I think he was just pushing it too hard because I was watching him and he was getting loose coming out of every single corner. And he held on to it. Got to give him props. He drove it till he couldn't. So.
Yeah, Matt, as we go on board with the replay, you see Matthew Fritz sending it there on the bottom on the white line. Daniel Plant Smith carrying the middle, and on that turn 4 exit there just gets a little slick, a little treacherous, and before you know it, the back comes around and he's on the infield. Luckily, no damage to the car. Looked like it was a pretty clean spin, so hopefully the undercarriage is okay and he won't have to repair or use a fast repair for that, but just good hard racing, you know. Fritz was really using his stuff up to march through the field, and then we had our first caution, and then when we went back green, you know, he definitely went for it again, putting pressure on those tires and trying to chase down the leader. So you see the leader coming in for service right now, and it looks like a little bit more of a top-off situation. And are they taking tires, Joe? Did I see that jack go up?
Oh, yeah, look at that. There go the left sides up. So Daniel Plant Smith is going to take this opportunity to put on his first set of tires as we look through the guys who pitted here on this specific caution. So Jack Sanders, 7-second pit stop. That's fuel only. 15 seconds. So we saw Plant put the tires on. Steve Lewis, he went with a 9-second pit stop, so I'm going to assume that was either left sides or no tires this time. Tom Lester had a 4-tire pit stop. Matthew Fritz, 4-tire pit stop. John Beverly, 4 tires. John Flamian had a little bit longer than he had a 26-second pit stop, so may or may not have threw tires on there. Same with Justin Parham, who had a 24.97-second pit stop. So all those guys came down pit road this time, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out for them. But I think this is a good opportunity, I think, to give a little plug. What do you think, C?
You know, shamelessly, unabatedly, let's plug away.
What's this? Trophies. Look at these trophies. Oh, yeah. Oh, a surfboard. Yeah. Oh, check out that Daytona 24. Yeah. Oh, wine bottle. Big time. Cup of wine in the big time. Yeah.
You're back.
So, you know, back to the racing here. It's been a really incredible 30 laps there. We're under caution for the 3rd time tonight as Matthew Fritz there, hard charging there, battling for the lead with Daniel Plant Smith. Just gets a little loose on exit of 4, brings out our caution flag tonight. Matt Novella is your current race leader. Matt Novella in the 56, he's been just quietly watching the leaders battle, but he's been riding up front. Very interesting and very typical to see Matt Novella with some speed looking to pounce on an opportunity. And Joe Volpis Your current second place championship points participant is going to be P2 on the restart. Matt Novella definitely gets a great restart shot out of the cannon on the right, on the high side there. Vulpes is going to be second place there, going to go inside, look underneath. And Matt Novella and Vulpes side by side for the lead as Vulpes is putting on the pressure. Vulpes is going to clear him at it too. Joe Vulpes, your current race leader, as we get a leader change on the restart. David Brenner looking at Matt Novella, thinking maybe he can get underneath him. And Daniel Plant-Smith hard charging on the outside. It's getting racy here. Look at this. Oh, there's contact. Matt Novella and Daniel Plant-Smith contact. The caution is out. That looked like a T-bone shot right there.
That was new tires, too. Daniel Plant-Smith had new tires.
So you can see the difference with the new tires. And Daniel Plant-Smith was coming. And Matt Novella had other ideas at the moment. We'll get a replay and we'll take another look at that. Very racy restart. Look at the speed with the new tires as the 31 is charging on the outside. Matt Novella moves up, and that, I mean, anybody that does iRacing, you have to see that that's a netcode thing right there. And, you know, I think if not for that, as we take a closer look, it would have been clean racing, but... You know, you see Novella comes up a little bit. Pennzoil Machines holding his line. Joe, Louis.
Yeah, that's a very big netcode bubble
That's
there.
a massive netcode, and you know we've all experienced it. Been on both sides of that. It's unfortunate, and looks like Daniel Plant-Smith's going to have to either go in for some repairs or maybe use that fast repair. Just look at this run with newer and older tires, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what we have to deal with on iRacing is, like you said, it's happened to every one of us. And nobody at fault there. It's just too bad that had to happen, though.
It's a real shame, you know. It's your championship leader, your points leader at the moment, in a little bit of peril here. So Joe Vulpes is going to inherit the lead here. Your current second place in the standings. This is a big moment for him, as you see. You know, there's going to be 9 positions, or first through 10th, separating them. And Joe Vulpes is going to need a little bit more help than that, but maybe the guys in the back can create some dirty air, make it rough for that 31.
Yeah, so right now, based on the way the points would work here for this last race, with who has what points, this would not be enough right now. With where they currently run, Vulpes is still 4 points behind Daniel Plant-Smith, just because of all the laps that he led early on in this race, as well as getting the pole. So he's going to need a little bit more help than what he's got right now.
So currently 4 points separate the leader from second place of the 6 of the Valvoline Roush Joe Vulpes Ford Mustang. So as we said, it's going to be a little bit more needed than what's going on right now, but things favorably for the 6 at the moment as he chooses the inside for the restart. Matt Novella is going to be up top on the outside. Is there a clearer advantage to restarts on the bottom or on the top?
I know from my experience, I think the bottom does work better to get a good launch. And also, usually in the first corner, you want to be on the bottom as well. And then, yeah, I think the bottom might be where you want to be for this track on restarts. What about you, Louis?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, the bottom. But you want to cover that high side, though, by the time you get to 3.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of grip to be found down there. And we're about to find out as we're going to go green after our 4th caution of the night, lap 35, 100 on our main feature tonight. Pace car lead goes down to pit entry. We go side by side. Going to restart on lap 35, going to go to lap 36 of 100. Joe Volpus is going to take him in the restart zone late in the box. He gets the advantage. David Brenner in the 22 restarts well with him behind in the 22. Matt Novella times it up just a little bit short. He's going to be on the outside, going to be looking to try to get a little side draft on the rear quarter as he's going to be able to go side by side. Joe Volpus leading him down to backstretch on lap 36 of 100. Great restart for the sixth.
Yeah, the top five is definitely not the top five.
Three wide right there. We're going three wide, guys. That's incredible action. Look at this restart. It's getting extremely tight and racy. Look at this side by side, Louis.
Yeah, they're just asking for something here.
Yeah, you know, you got a mixture of cold and heat cycle tires and, you know, a little outside there as Tom Lester has to take evasive action as we're three wide on the backstretch with Novella and the 99 of Parham. The Bojangles machine looking sinister tonight. Look at the 99 make a recovery and march back up front. And knock, who's there? It's going to be Matthew Fritz in the 95. Look at him side by side with Tom Lester in that 11. Tom Lester looking racy tonight as he wants to join the fun. Matthew Fritz looking inside to try to gain the position. It's a battle here in the top five. It's really tight.
It's like David Brenner's going to try and set up a move here, Louis.
Yeah, they're kind of acting like it's the last lap.
It's like the final restart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 22 looks inside the 6 for the lead. And they're side by side. It's a Mustang duo. The 22 is going to get credit. David Brenner is going to lead a lap tonight. We're side by side with Joe Volpus here as we go through turn 1 on lap 39. Justin Parham on the bottom there, right behind him, looking to capitalize on any mistakes. It's really a battle up here. What a pressure cooker. And we're not yet to halfway.
Oh, the 11 got the wall there.
As 6 gets a little loose as well, it's a little scary up top there. Not a lot of grip to be found on the high line. And we got contact and we got cars and carnage. Caution comes out again for the 5th time tonight. The 11 looks like he doesn't have a nose anymore.
Oh.
And there's a car on its dome. Louis, who is that?
I don't know.
That was John Flamian that was upside down there.
John
it's like
Flamian.
him and Lewis had a toe.
So the 38 yellow, mellow yellow. David Brenner is the big winner in all this, gets credit for the lap led, and he will be your current leader as we're under caution for the 5th time tonight, lap 41 of 100. Let's go on board here, Louis. Let's see how this develops. You see the 11 in the wall and take us from there.
A lot of things that happened in this corner. 6 got loose, and then I don't know what happened there.
It just stacked up pretty fast.
Upside down.
So while David Brenner is actually pushing the pace car, we'll ride on board right here to see how this unfolds with John Flamian. Is there's just nowhere to go as he's just getting on the brakes. He goes for a ride. And, you know, that's making me a little nauseous right now.
Yeah.
You're just skating on the roof. Riding in the chase view with Steve Lewis. He tries to check up, but they kept drifting down. And then before you know it, he was into it, and Flamian had nowhere left to go. They just, you know, it's just a chain reaction, and things can stack up and change quickly at Las Vegas. The 11 tries to stay up in the wall and out of the way, and then the 6 gets a little loose too.
Yeah, and Lester had to check up for him.
And they kind of just slid down a little bit.
Effect after that.
So those guys will have to get some repairs and some pitch strategy at play as they fall victim to our 5th caution tonight.
Yeah, plus that toe, there's going to be 1 or 2 cars go, 1 or 2, possibly 2 laps down here for sure.
I think that could potentially put them multiple laps down tonight with the actual time to tow, and then with applying the fast repair and getting back on the track. So their biggest hope is to make sure the cautions keep coming out so they have an opportunity to try to get their laps back. As you see, Joe Volpus addresses the damage that he may have had. And Joe, what did he get for service on that pit stop?
Right there, he was fixing damage, just assessing how much he needed to get fixed. And I think he's going to come take his first set of tires next time around here. That's what I'm hearing on the radio. That was a 40-second repair time, 40-second pit time. So that's about 40 seconds then of repairs that had to be done to that car from the contact that he was involved in. Steve Lewis, you see he's got a fresh car after the fast repair, but he's 2 laps down. And then we look at John Flamey, and it looks like he's still towing because, they did have to flip that bad boy back over onto all fours. So he's in for a rough one. Looks like he's going to go an extra lap down at least. As, like I said, here comes Joe Volpus for those tires.
Volpus going to address the tires now and get part 2 of the pit cycle strategy here and get that car back in business. Yeah, John Flamian, he was definitely probably having to maybe change the race suit and the helmet too while he was getting towed there. That was quite a wild ride. We hope he's okay. It looks like he's going to continue to race on, so the 38 will be back in action shortly as the 6 receives its 4 tires right here and tops off a little bit of that Sunoco race fuel, and everything looks clean and good, and he's far out and away.
Yeah, and that was, I believe, Joe's first set of tires. So
Volpus holding on.
The freshest tires in the on the grid right now.
So Volpus with fresh tires, so he's definitely gonna have a good advantage. Although there was been noted some contact in the field that said there's not that much of a drop off. That you can go for a long run and they kind of equalize. But you know what? After 43 laps of the old stuff, I'd want fresh tires. I don't care where the track is.
Yeah, that's a long time to run.
Yeah, pace car pulls off. David Brenner on the inside, your leader. Justin Parham in the 99 on the outside as Brenner goes mid-box, and we're back live 44 of 100 on MRL Broadcasting's Friday Night Thunder Championship race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. David Brenner in the 22 takes him around turn 1 and 2. The 31, just Daniel Plant-Smith with Justin Parham battling for second place. And of course, we got right behind them Jay Stinson in the 60 on the prowl. Look at John Beverly in 5th there. He's kind of making it racy here as we're approaching halfway tonight.
Yeah, John up there racing, looking good. Looks like he's got a good fast car and he's going to give it a shot tonight.
77 in the final race of the season, having one of his better moments as it's been a up and down season for that 77, but we're looking good so far from Vegas as you see Matthew Fritz behind him on the bottom, and 77 looks behind the 60 as we have a nice little battle up on the high line there as David Brenner is going to give up the lead to Justin Parham, and Daniel Plant-Smith says, no sir, I want that. So they're side by side.
Yeah, it looks like Plant's going to use, it looks like the tire spin that he had earlier there, way back on lap 32, feels like forever ago now, isn't really affecting him that much because he's able to get right up here on Justin Parham, who took tires, it looks like on lap 29, the caution prior. So all these guys up front right now, they're all on older tires. Brenner on the oldest tires in the field, actually. The lap he put it on was lap 15, so I think he's starting to pay a little bit of a price for not being on as fresh tires as everybody else.
Yeah, he's going to have to go and probably run that gas tank dry before he considers taking tires. So as he'll only have one set left, and we're 3 laps short of halfway, as Daniel Plant-Smith and Justin Parham were putting on a show here, continue to battle for the lead as they're side by side. Plant on the inside, Parham out there on the wall in the 99 Bojangles. Side by side through 3 and 4, it looks like there's a little bit more grip on the bottom, and looks like that high line is starting to work out for that 99, where we saw it be a little treacherous for others earlier.
Yeah, I just don't think the longevity of it's going to really work out. It's working right now, but we're still pretty early in the tire life here. So what's it going to do in the next 10, 15 laps is what I would be concerned with.
Absolutely, as you see a 5-car breakaway as they go side by side once more. Parham and Smith not done battling, putting on entertaining racing right now. Matt Novella looking inside the 11 as we look a little bit further back through 6th and 7th place. Lester and Novella having a great battle. Jack Sanders, I don't think Jack Sanders has taken tires yet, has he?
Looks like he took tires actually on that last caution there, lap 41, along with Tom Lester, Matt Novella, and Joe Volpus. Those are your guys that took tires there on that last pit stop, caution.
They made their first set of tires absolutely last the distance, and we're going to see these guys continue to take care of their stuff because they're definitely playing the long game, just riding in back and saving a little bit of fuel back there, as well as the 31 and the 99 continue to battle for the lead lap after lap. It's inside the 31, outside the 99, Parham and Smith. It's been great action here as the 60. Jay Stinson looks like he's going to take a peek and try to inch closer into this battle. David Brenner in the 22 right behind them decided that he wants to stay close, and the 77 is right behind them. It's a tight little grouping there in the lead pack as Lester and Novella are laying off the top 5 just a little bit.
Yeah, look at how long these guys have stayed side by side, though. We're on almost 6 laps here where these guys have been side by side. Really, really incredible racing.
77 looking inside. Oh, there's a spin. As we have a spin, caution comes out once again. I think the 77 was turned in the corner as there's a lot of chaos, a lot of damage to the 56. Matt Novella involved.
Yeah, he's going to have to use his fast repair here, I believe.
That car is looking quite damaged. So he's got a lot of contemplation. I think he'll have to use that fast repair. That looks like heavy damage.
Let's see what
Go on
happens.
board and look at the replay. The 77 has to check up. Looks like maybe he got a little loose and the 11 slammed and finished the job. So,
same thing as the last caution.
right, get another view added.
It's just so hard to check up, and
Looks like he was trying to go inside the 22, and I think he got a little dirty air as he was trying to go side by side with David Brenner.
Could have been a lot worse than what it was with all those cars behind. Great job everybody missing it.
See the 11 there does no time to check up, doesn't anticipate the 77 checking up. Just tight racing, and it could have been a lot worse. So a couple of guys are going to get their damage addressed, and it looks like Matt Novella already got a clean nose. He'll take that fast repair. The 99 comes in for a little bit of service. And what are they getting, Joe?
Yeah, so I think we got some differing strategies going on here for the second half of this race. So Daniel Plant-Smith decides to stay out. The last time he pitted was lap 33 for fuel. So it's been a while since he pitted for tires, way back on that lap 28 caution. So he's saving that last set. So right now with the way this race is going, he can go to about lap 75 on this tank of fuel if we go green. David Brenner behind him, he has not pitted since lap 15 when he put his first set of tires on. So no fuel in the car here again. So he can probably only go to about lap 60 to 65 or so before he really needs to come and pit for fuel. So we'll see how it plays out for him on that strategy. John Beverly behind, it looks like he stayed out here. The last time he pitted was lap 29 for 4 tires and fuel. So he can go to about lap 71 or so. Vulpes behind, pitted on 42. That's the last guy to stay out. So he's only able to go to about probably lap 85 or so. And then everybody else that pitted here, so they all pitted here at lap 52. If they're able to really find a good way to stretch this fuel, they might be able to make it to the end if it goes green.
So with the 77 kind of going for a little slide there, do you think it's a wise idea to try to use and stay on the tires that he's currently running in hopes to preserve that precious final set, as it's really early to be out of tires at this point, in my opinion?
Well, I mean, Daniel Plant-Smith went for a big ride on lap 32, and he's leading the race right now. He didn't change tires after doing that, so I don't really think the slide's going to affect them that much.
I think the 77 saw that and probably decided to do the same. So Daniel Plant-Smith is going to be your leader here. He chose the inside lane. David Brenner is going to be outside in P2, the 22, and Beverly in the 77 will be inside row 2. Vulpes, your second place championship points contender, will be outside row 2. Justin Parham lurks behind row 3 inside, and the J Daddy 60 will be outside row 3.
And you didn't mention Lewis got a lap back, so he's back to 1 lap down.
So Steve Lewis, lucky dog, gets 1 lap back as the pace car pulls off here, lap 54 of 100. Daniel Plant Smith goes early in the box. He gets a great jump as he smokes the field there. As we go back green, the 77 and the 22 get a nice little bump there. They're side by side as we had a good little battle going on right there. Daniel Plant Smith gets a clear 4-car advantage as he is checked out on this restart. The 77 and the 22 side by side for P2. Joe Volpus outside in P4 as Daniel Plant Smith is your leader here. Hey guys, I think the racing's going really good. How about we really treat them to a crank it up?
All right, let's do it.
And we are back at lap 59 of 100 on MRL Friday Night Thunder, our championship race from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Justin Parham, your current leader in the 99 Bojangles machine. Daniel Plant Smith, who has led a lot of laps tonight, in second place in that 31 Pennzoil machine. Joe Volpus, your second place points championship contender in the 6th there, goes side by side with Daniel Plant Smith. And David Brenner in the 22, running a solid 4th today. Matt Novella in the 56 round out your top 5. And there's that pesky 77 again of Beverly riding in 6th place as we cross lap 60 of 100 tonight.
You know what I noticed there is it got a lot darker. The track textures changed a little bit. I think we're gripping up a little bit more, and we're seeing that in the lap times. These guys are getting a lot faster here as Volpus makes a really bold move there to get around Parham, it looks like, and try and take the lead here.
Joe Volpus going side by side with the 99, Justin Parham for the lead. Volpus desperately needing to win this race and have something happen to Daniel Plant Smith to win this championship as the points champion is running side by side. Points leader is running side by side with the contender as David Brenner in the 22 is behind watching it unfold. Justin Parham assumes the lead as they go follow in tow as we're going single file through turn 1 and 2 tonight on lap 62 of 100. Louis, what are you seeing here on the track?
I'm seeing that the track just got a lot faster, very, very quick. As soon as it got dark and the lights came on, it seemed like the track just changed and everybody's lap times got faster. So,
it's almost like somebody flipped the switch out there.
Yeah.
It's really grippy.
But they're still loose. They're still very loose. So, but there's a lot more grip.
So the sun is slowly setting in the desert, and things are starting to cool off a little bit, and the racing is heating up as we're getting in a second half portion of our main event tonight, the championship race where everything will be settled. Daniel Plant Smith, your current points leader, is now your current race leader. Justin Parham in the 99 has been fast all night, is in second place with Joe Volpus in the 6th. currently in third, challenging the 99 for second place and challenging the 31 to try to get a points advantage as the points battle is heating up in its ultimate moment tonight in our finale from Vegas.
Yeah, look at that. Brenner's going to have to take evasive action, make sure he doesn't run into Parham there out of turn 2.
So there it was again, as Louis alluded to early in the race. You know, the cars should kind of chase it down the hill to the left a little bit. You know, you get a little loose on those exit of the turns, and it takes a little bit to recover the car.
Yes, it does. I've been watching like Novella. He seems to like just holding his own, just taking it easy on his tires. He's no big hurry to go anywhere anytime soon, and he may be a player at the end of this 56 car.
Been noticing that the Mustang of the 56, Matt Novella, just running smooth lap times, just kind of hanging in with the leaders, kind of utilizing a little bit of draft, kind of rolling the corners a little bit, then uses a little bit of side draft there to maintain position with Parham, and just really kind of just lets it roll out of the turn exit and blends back on the backstretch, and just rinse and repeat through 3 and 4 here as he's going to keep the bottom, try to take better care of his tires, kind of roll the corner a little bit. You see Beverly in the 77 kind of wiggle and waggling behind him, you know, just trying to stay within his draft and deciding whether or not he wants to stay closer or perhaps pass him. And Jay Stinson in the 60 behind the 77 also looking to search for a little bit of clean air, let the car kind of fan out on the high line there as he takes a little more aggressive approach and blocks the 95 of Matthew Fritz on the turn exit. And we have a nice battle here for second as Vulpes goes around. David Brenner had to run that tank dry, finally comes in for service, going to take those final set of tires as well. It's quite early, but he's kind of made his bed early in the race tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, and the window's open, so he can make it on this stop here. But I've been noticing, like, Justin Parham, it wasn't just 2 or 3 laps ago he was up there battling for the lead, and I just wonder if he may have done heavy damage to his tires running that outside line, or he's just cooling them off. I don't know.
Well, we've seen Parham really use up his stuff earlier in the run tonight, and you know, it could be just a simple matter of just trying to cool him down, but you do pay a price by staying up top lap after lap. It's going to wear on those tires a little bit faster. And you're going to eventually compromise. As you see contact, and there he just catches it there. We continue to go green. Heavy contact.
Yeah, I knew there was something going on with his tires. He was battling Plant Smith on the outside for too many laps there, I do believe. And it eventually cost him.
So, yeah, makes contact with the wall. Nearly makes contact with the 77 as a result. The 77 checks up, loses a little bit of time to Matt Novella as he'll blend in behind Matthew Fritz, as Daniel Plant-Smith is your current leader with 30 to go from Vegas tonight. He's got a nearly 7/10 of a second advantage over Joe Vulpes, your current second place points championship contender. Matt Novella is going to be third in the podium position, and Matthew Fritz in fourth with 77, and Beverly in fifth. You know, it's smooth sailing with the clean air out there, so these guys have got a little bit of work to do, and I think there's another pit stop involved, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, most of these guys are definitely 100% going to have to pit again. Looking at the guys up front, Plain Smith actually should be the first one to pit out of these lead group guys, and as well as John Beverly. Those two are going to be the first two to dive down. Then Vulpes should be after them, and then Novella, Fritz. Those guys may be able to save enough, but it's going to be a stretch at the pace they're running, especially since the track flipped like that. I don't think they're going to be able to save the fuel to make it to the end. I think they're just going to try and have to hope for a caution in the last 10 laps of the race.
So John Flamian in the 38, not trying to go down a fifth lap to race leader Daniel Plant-Smith. Unfortunate event for Flamian earlier in the race. Got involved in collateral damage on that caution earlier, and then he was sent on his roof. The 38 Mellow Yellow machine not having the best of luck tonight, but John Flamian been a great competitor all season, so you know, he's definitely going to be one of those drivers to look out for moving forward. been very impressive thus far this season.
It's always
I
nice
know-
to get new full-time drivers in here. I'm sure Louis will agree with that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Louis, go ahead and Louis, I know you
I was
think
just
you have
saying,
something.
when Justin Parham hit the wall, I know there was one driver hoping and praying for that caution would have came out, but it didn't, so he could get back on the lead
Yeah.
lap.
Steve Lewis, your current lucky dog position holder, hoping that one, the caution comes out one more time, and two, it doesn't involve him. Steve Lewis with a unfortunate caught up in that same caution with John Flamian earlier in the race. Had to take the tow as well, and that subsequently put him 2 laps down after electing to take the fast repair to continue to, be in the race. Just tough break, as Steve Lewis has been having a lot of consistency this season, many top 5s and 10s, a lot of speed out of that 88, as that Chevy SS has really adapted to this style of racing in this Friday night series. And
Here we
look
go,
at that,
battle for third up front there. See, look at that, 3 cars
look at
under
that
a
pesky
blanket.
77. He just won't go away tonight. Good on him as he battles side by side with Matt Novella. 25 to go in our main feature. Daniel Plant-Smith is your current leader, but this is the best action on the track at the moment.
Oh,
A little bit of contact with
These
the wall.
cars aren't driving very well at all.
Yeah, it's high risk, high reward, as you see Matt Novella make some contact with the wall. Beverly tries to stay in tow as, they're falling the deficit to Fritz. You need to be able to stay in that draft and somehow be close enough when they do cycle. Jack Sanders is going to take advantage. He's going to come in. The window is open, so we see the 25, who has been able to really take care of his tires tonight. He's going to have a pretty good advantage with 24 to go with taking freshies now. We're still waiting for our leaders to pit as the 31 proceeds to carry on.
23 laps left in the race, so we're coming down to it here to make those final pit stops. Looks like Sanders might be trying a strategy here, as well as Jay Stinson, to maybe try and do a little bit of an undercut and take some fresher tires.
Perhaps trying to force the leader's hands. The 60 J-Daddy machine in for service as well for the money stop tonight. 23 to go. Your race leader, Daniel Plant-Smith, still on the track, still dominating with a nearly 3-second now advantage on number 6 of Joe Volpitz in the Valvoline Roush machine. Matthew Fritz is trying to inch his way back up. He's been fast all night, but he's really been hard on equipment. Will his equipment hold up before they all pit here one more time? That's the question.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing, Daniel Plant-Smith does not want a caution to come out at all. He's got a big lead on the field, and caution comes out, that's just going to evaporate.
He's in the ultimate driver's seat right
Very
now as you
good
see him
road.
break away. Daniel Plant-Smith, your race leader, gives up the lead for his final service of the evening with 21 to go. The 77 also goes to pit as Beverly there was slowly losing time to the leaders, just trying to keep in touch with the leaders.
Volpus takes over the lead here.
Yep, the Valvoline 6 of Joe Volpus, your current race leader. Matthew Fritz on the prowl, riding that, ripping the fence line. Joe Volpus, your current leader, needs desperation to happen right now as he is your race leader and still needs to make up at least a double-digit point advantage to Daniel Plant-Smith.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many more laps he can go. Joe, do you have any idea?
Well, he has an extra 10 laps on those guys that just pitted, so he can probably go to somewhere around 10 to 12 to go.
So the 6 car theoretically going to stretch this out another 10 laps or so as Matt Novella elects to take his final service of the night. You know, you can really tell when the car falls off, and they were trying to stretch it as long as they could go, but they need some fuel and they need those fresh tires to make a really good tear at it. Joe Volpus continues to lead as Matthew Fritz just rides in tow, just staying there. Maybe he's kind of taking advantage of the draft, maybe saving a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, so to contrast what Louis was saying about Daniel Plant-Smith not needing a caution, right now the only thing Joe's rooting on is a caution right now, because a caution at this moment would flip everything upside down. He would be able to take his last set of tires along with Fritz, Fox, Parham, and Lester. Daniel Plant-Smith would get the lucky dog, but he would be fighting with everybody else who pitted for tires later than him getting the wave around. So that would really just put him in probably the second worst spot to David Brenner, who was the first one to pit. So a caution right now would flip this race upside down. But if it goes green, Daniel Plant-Smith, I think he's got it on lockdown at this point.
Matthew Fritz taking a little peek inside there, trying to size up if he can make the move. He kind of sketches the wall on exit there, but that 95's been so fast tonight. We'll just see if he decides to take advantage of this or he's just trying to put pressure on the leader.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a waiting game, right, Louie?
Yeah, Matthew Fritz has been fast all season long. But yeah, it's so the 6 cars praying for a caution. Fritz
The top 5 is the top 5. Well, actually, the top 6 because Daniel Smith would probably be your wave around, your lucky dog at that point. Unless he is
Still
the cause or collected in a caution. But, the top 5 are just trying to patiently buy their time. As you see the 00 just letting the traffic by there, just trying to just ride out to the end of the run. Steve Lewis coming in for service. Just
he
not
rode it out as long as he could.
Not his night tonight. Just got caught up in unfortunate circumstances, not of his own making. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Joe Volpus coming down. Joe Volpus going to take his final service of the evening. Just had to come in.
How long can Fritz run?
Fritz pitted 10 laps later there, Louie, so he has an extra 10 laps of fuel on Volpus, as does, let's see, if we look here, it looks like Parham will have the same with Lester and Fox as well. So all those guys can probably go to about 5 to go in this race. So it's pretty much just hoping and praying for a caution for them. As we take a look down on pit road, Volpus's pit stop was only 7 seconds. So as everybody else there looked like they put tires on, Volpus is going to save his last set of tires and hope for a caution still by taking fuel only. But right now this strategy is very risky because you can see Daniel Plant-Smith still gets around him. But Plant-Smith is going to be the first car a lap down. So if a caution were to come out right now, Plant would get the lucky dog. Volpus would have to take the wave around and be stuck on those really old tires. So he needs him right now. Plant getting around Fritz would be the best thing for Volpus.
So desperation for the 6 as the 31 is still your points leader, but I bet he's itching for something to happen so he can get back on that lead lap as he has been a very fast car leading many laps tonight.
He's back on the lead laps now.
So, yeah, he's going to get by Fritz here, so he's going to unlap himself. Still has a lot to do. So when these guys come to pit, the 31 still will have a lot of work to do to try to get them make that gap up.
Oh, I think the caution's out.
What?
The yellow is out.
It is.
Caution is out again as we have 11 laps to go. It looks like the 60 of Stinson has some damage to that race car. Not sure exactly what happened. We'll have to go to replay in a moment. But looks like Justin Parham, I should say, not the 60 of Stinson, but the 99 of Justin Parham. Looked like he was affected by something that had happened and brought out our caution with 11 laps to go. So riding on board here. Oh, the 25 makes contact with the 22. The 99 goes down low to avoid and gets loose. And heavy damage to the rear of that 22 machine. And almost more contact.
Was sleeping there, it looked like, because he saw the 22 was backing up to get away from the wall. And the caution still didn't come out until well after the fact.
77 slides right through there. Just gets out of Dodge in a hurry there to avoid all that. 99, unfortunately, could not completely get by unscathed as he goes for a little bit of a ride.
Well, that caution, it just pretty much, well, it didn't take the race win away from Plant-Smith, but it just made it a whole lot tougher.
Well, a lot of work to do here as the caution does come out, but not at the most convenient time, as many of these cars have cycled through and taken service. They were hoping they could ride it out. So we'll follow the
Very
action here
strange
and see what
stuff
happens.
happening here as well. So something weird happened with the pace car there where Fritz wasn't able to catch it correctly. Same with Tommy Fox. So we're on 2 to green right now, coming to 1 to green. And Fritz and Fox are going to have to pit here. iRacing Control is going to clear their black flags. The admins will clear them. But it's going to mess everything up. I don't think these guys are going to get the wave around, unfortunately, due to the way iRacing is going to score this.
So the 56, 77, and 25 are anticipating a wave around here as you see your race leader coming in for service. Tommy Fox coming in as well. And so the 56 and the 77 and the 25 firmly believe that they can get the wave around in this scenario, and theoretically they could. So now that they're being called back, what is going on?
Yeah, so it's just the way iRacing scored things. It's very hard to figure out this kind of stuff in these situations, especially at the end of the race. Admins don't want to add laps to try and figure out why it's doing what it's doing. But my assumption is because Fritz was leading at 2 to green, and he technically pitted at an illegal time, that iRacing is saying that these guys can't take the wave around. Therefore, Plant Smith is going to assume the lead here. And we're going to have lap cars line up in front of lead lap car. This lineup is going to make absolutely no sense, pretty much is what I'm saying.
So really unfortunate events as the 56 of Novella, the 77 of Beverly have been super fast for long stretches of this race, and the 25 of Jack Sanders as well, who was really managing his equipment and taking care of his car today, just kind of get held back. So what could have been a potential late charge for a race win turns into one lap. Hope we have a bunch of cautions, and good luck. Big winner in this scenario, Joe and Louie.
Lester.
Yes. So
No
Daniel
doubt.
Plant Smith elects the outside, shoots out early in the box, gets a great jump on the 56 and the 11. 8 to go from our championship race at Las Vegas Speedway tonight. Daniel Plant Smith has led the majority of the laps tonight as he gets a great restart and clears everybody on exit of 2 with 8 to go. Tom Lester, he's in that 11 car. He's been a little sneaky tonight. He's taking a look low. Matt Novella taking a look down there as well. However, he is lapped down. Justin Parham, he is the lead lap car in the 99. We'll have to look and maintain that. Justin Parham clears the lap down car of Matt Novella. And a little bit of radio chatter as why lap cars are holding up lead lap cars. Daniel Plant Smith getting stalked by the 11 of Tom Lester. Well, Tom Lester looking really impressive here late in the race, guys.
Yeah, I wonder how many laps Lester has on his tires.
So looking at the pit stops, Plant Smith pitted on 79. Lester, Parham, Fritz, Vulpes, and Tommy Fox all pitted on the caution. So that's an extra 11 laps here that Plant Smith has on his tires.
Tom Lester looking inside for the lead with 6 to go at Las Vegas. Tom Lester looking to complete the pass and take the race lead from your race leader, Daniel Plant Smith. Tom Lester, your new leader. We have a new leader in that 11. He breaks the air. He moves back up. He controls the field. The 11 looking stout today. Tom Lester, where was he been all day?
Those new tires.
Yeah, just made the right call at the right time, able to make up all that track position, stayed out, caught the caution, took the tires, and he took them at the appropriate time as well with all the chaos of the pace car. So he didn't get the disadvantage that Fritz, Vulpes, and Fox all have. He was able to line up alongside Plant Smith, and he's taking advantage of him here. 4 to go.
Tom Lester having the best run of the season in the last race of the season, making it spicy here in our championship race tonight. Tom Lester at command at the helm in the 11 car. Daniel Plant-Smith looks behind him in second place, trying to mount a charge. Justin Parham looking inside to take second. Side by side, entering 3. Parham, they're side by side. They're moving into each other up the track. Parham with the slight advantage as Tom Lester is checking out. Side-by-side battle for second there, Louie.
Yeah, that just brings Novella back into the picture.
Matthew Fritz trying to get in on the action.
Yeah.
Joe Volpis on the outside. Too much time has passed. Not enough time remains. He needs to have a miracle. 3 to go from Vegas.
Yeah, it'll be 2 to go here at the flag.
Look at Parham hold the outside like that. It's got a really nice way he arcs to turn the corner there and coming out of 4 as he stays behind the 31. 31 looking to try to find any way to mount a run as those new tires from Lester just continue to give him the advantage. He's got a ton of grip and he's just burning that car all out. 2 to go. We're going to come to the white flag after 3 and 4.
Yeah, Tom Lester had the perfect race strategy, and got to give it to him.
White flag from Vegas in the championship race. Tom Lester, your leader. Can he bring it home? 1 to go. Daniel Plant-Smith in second. Justin Parham lurking in third. Look at Matthew Fritz in fourth, looking to get in that podium position. Joe Volpis in fifth. Go down the backstretch. Matt Novella gets down loose. He goes down low. Tom Lester, one more corner, coming out of 4. Daniel Plant-Smith, not enough. Tom Lester coming to the line. Tom Lester takes the win at Vegas in the championship race. Tom Lester, your winner tonight.
Well, that's a close second between Smith and
Close second. Daniel Plant-Smith will take second tonight, and Daniel Plant-Smith is your champion. That was some incredible racing tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, and you got to have a little luck on your side, but you got to give it to him. Tom Lester's first win of the season. Good job. Whoa, what
and
was
Tom
that?
Lester gets
Murdered.
Housed.
I guess he gets hazed, huh? Welcome to the gang, guys. All right.
Someone wasn't happy.
Colonel Jack Sanders gives him the roast as Tom Lester is still able to do his victory donuts, and we hear heavy apologies over the radio. It was unintentional. Wink, wink, ha-ha. So Tom Lester takes it tonight in the final round of Season 1 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Incredible victory and great strategy on his part. Daniel Plant-Smith led the most laps tonight. He's going to win the championship, but I'm sure he really wanted to get that trophy from Vegas tonight. Justin Parham, he rounds out the podium. That 99 was stealthy fast all night. I was just wondering when he was just going to uncork the thing and drive away. So the 99 looking fast as always. Matthew Fritz, again, another top spot every week. Matthew Fritz in a 4th tonight, had a great run. Joe Volpis finishes in 5th. Volpis is going to end up finishing 2nd in the points. Just comes up a little short. Did everything he could, took the big swings at it that you have to do, but just falls short tonight with a 5th place finish. Tommy Fox in 6th, a great consistent run from him. He rounds out a wonderful put-together season, very consistent season. So I tip my cap to you, sir. Matt Novella finishes 7th. That 56 looked fast in practice, qualifying, and the race. Just a little bit of a late race control situation keeps him out of contention for the victory tonight. Finishes 7th. 8th place, shout out to John Beverly. He actually has his best finish of the season, perhaps his best race of the season. Finishes 8th in that 77 Hendrick Chevy. Gets caught up in that same wave around situation of what could have been, as does Jack Sanders as well. Trapped the lap down due to the same scenario. Jack Sanders with a very good, solid run tonight. Managed his equipment and put himself in a position to be there at the end, but sadly gets trapped a lap down. And Jay Stinson in the 60, trouble early for the 60, J Daddy. However, he did recover, was very racy at times, in the top 5, threatening towards the front, ends up finishing 10th tonight.
Yep, looking through the rest of the field, David Brenner, very tough break there in the late stages of the race. He ends up 11th, 2 laps down. Steve Lewis, he had the bad luck earlier in the race. He ends up 12th, 2 laps down. John Flamian, he had so many issues, the least of which it seemed like being upside down. He ends up 13th place, 23 laps down. Babcock, we saw Robert Babcock out of the race early, and unfortunately finishes only 6 laps of the race, and he'll round out the field here tonight.
So those are your results from tonight at Las Vegas. What was a very thrilling inaugural season for the Friday Night Thunder Series in its revamped format featuring the ARCA cars. And as we take a look here at the overall season point standings, Daniel Plant Smith is your champion. He finishes with 1,275 points, giving him a 19-point advantage over Joel Volpes. Joseph Volpes finishes second. Had a couple bad breaks late in the playoffs, some in control, some out of his control. Just falls short. I know he's going to definitely be recharged and focused at next season to try to capture that crown. Jay Stinson, another one who started off very slow in the playoffs, had a couple unfortunate races and bad luck, but he came on really strong the second half of the playoffs, had some great finishes, and was just finishing well, putting together some great races. So he falls a little bit short, a lot to build on for next season. Steve Lewis, the model of consistency perhaps this season. He seemed to be a top 5 and top 10 candidate almost every race. Just had a couple hiccups late in the season, and that kind of made the gap a little bit too much to recover from. And Matthew Fritz, fast in the top 5 every week. Always a speed threat, a hot lap threat, and a race winner threat. The 95 showing speed every week. So that rounds out your top 5 of the overall standings. And these guys were just the ultimate competitors this season, guys. So, Louis, as we look further in these standings, I mean, what stands out to you in these results here? A lot of guys had good seasons. A lot of guys kind of let their seasons slip away. So we'll get Louis' answer in just a moment. But I just want to point out that Justin Parham was one race short of qualifying for the playoffs, and if he ran one more race, who would have known what he could have potentially pulled off with the playoffs, him being fast every week. David Brenner, very, very strong and very consistent, had some early season difficulties, and sometimes it's just hard to recover from that kind of thing. Juan Delgado. Hey there, Louis.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about Juan Delgado there. He's put together an amazing first half of the season. It got better and better each week, and then been missing him the past couple races. So we'll look to see next season. I expect a lot of things out of him. So who stands out to you in these standings?
What stands out to me is Daniel Plant Smith. The regular season, he was middle of the pack, okay, which we all knew he was fast. He's just having some bad luck here or there and trying to figure out the car. I don't know. But then when the playoffs started, it's like he shot out of a rocket. And
yeah, he mounted a charge for sure.
Yeah. But what stands out to me is we got a field of nothing but straight up killers. Every one of these guys are fast, it's very competitive.
Yeah, I look further down and I see Colin Bollinger, just ran a part-time schedule, and he's he's as fast as they get, and he's up at the front, leading, competing for wins every time he's in. Same thing with Kyle and Knott.
Yeah.
He can mount a charge. He leads laps. He contends for wins when he runs. So there's top to bottom. There's definitely some real fast racers, some amazing talent, and just great guys to race around and talk to and be a part of this with. So I really just got to give my thanks and congratulations to the entire roster and everybody that competed this season. It was a lot of fun to broadcast these races and watch you guys in action, and it was more fun as you guys can agree to race with you, and I look forward to doing it more next season and beyond. So
it was definitely a successful, great inaugural season. Can't wait for season 2.
So with that being said, with a short break. So we got a nice bonus for you guys tonight. We actually have our series champion, Daniel Plant Smith, with us tonight. So we want to welcome. We're gonna talk to him last, but I want to bring in our second place points finish, Joe Volpus, our series runner up, and it's cliche, second place, first loser, blah blah blah. But Joe Volpus, just a great competitor. Put on a hell of a season, and we got him live with us, and we want to ask him a few questions. So Joe Volpus joins the booth tonight. Welcome, Joe.
How you doing?
We're doing great up here. We've been able to cover the racing all season long and watch you out there on the track, and we always see you up front contending for wins, leading laps, and just fell a little bit short. So just tell us about the ups and downs of this season.
Yeah, so there's a couple different hats to really wear when it comes to this. So the hat of being the admin of the series, of course. It was a really successful first season, by far the most successful Friday Night Thunder has ever been. And that really wouldn't happen without all the support of everybody that shows up every week. So thanks to everybody that races every week and is here when they can be. It makes the series really keep going and make it as great as it really is. So thanks to all of you for coming out every week. Just want to get that out of the way, from the admin cap side of things. From the driver side of things, a bit of a disappointing finish to a very consistent season. Pretty chaotic, came pretty close to winning earlier in the season a couple times, and it just didn't work out. And then, of course, winning at Rockingham 2 weeks ago was a little bit bittersweet just because of, the disconnect that happened the week prior. But in the end, Plant really just was able to get me anyways. He would have beat me on points no matter what, even if that didn't happen a couple weeks ago, which is at least makes me feel a little bit better about everything. That it didn't really end up mattering that much. I guess the only thing that really affected was my average finish, which I guess it is what it is with that. But second place in the Mark Martin car. I mean, there's probably nothing more fitting than that.
A little bit of irony running the scheme there, unintended, as always. But looking back on this season, we saw a lot of ups and downs. We saw, being able to point your way into the playoffs without actually having race wins, and then we saw like somebody like a Matt Novella have the regular season wins, and not able to translate that into a solid playoff one to win a championship. So. Seeing Daniel Plant Smith being able to reel off some wins and really come on strong in the playoffs. What is your takeaway from that, and how does that potentially affect your approach or maybe your determination to win this championship next season?
Well, I guess looking back on the 6 races, I mean, Michigan, he was just a little bit better than me on the long run with the way the tires were and the way the cautions fell. So, I mean, like, I did all I could in that race. I think we went to the next race was Darlington, I think. And the way that played out, I feel like both of us just ended up having, for the most part, just incredibly good luck in missing some of the big wrecks. In particular, I think about a scenario at Kentucky a couple weeks ago where I was able to thread the needle through a wreck right behind Plant Smith. I was able to come out on the other side. He looked in the mirror and he's like, "Man," he's like, "Man, of course you got through that wreck." And it was really that kind of racing throughout most of the playoffs. I think the best like head-to-head racing that me and him had was when we were battling with Parham and those guys for the race win at Kentucky, and then of course there was some really good racing at Darlington as well between me and him. Tonight was looking like it was going to shape up that way, but I don't know what I did to my tires. I guess this is still one of those tracks where I just always find a way to not do what I should on tires. And the way the whole last caution with the way the whole scoring stuff happened and trying to deal with that just didn't work out in my favor either to like really try and get up there battle for the win. Not like it would have really mattered much for the championship, just would have been nice to close out the season on a win.
With that in perspective, I'm going to give the microphone over to Louie and see what he has for you.
Well, you were talking about model of consistency. The 6 car was just that. I mean, he was the regular season points champion, I believe, with no wins. And to be honest with you, that's how I model my racing. So I've got to get a lot better. But how do you stay so consistent week after week after week? That's my question.
Well, okay.
Even
it's
the bad luck isn't as bad luck as I have. Like, I mean, what I'm trying to say is,
I know. Yeah, I get where you're trying to ask me. It's hard to like really. I don't know how to like really explain it without there being like a huge piece of luck involved with it some of the times because I think a good example of just a strategy not playing out right is well, not tonight, but I'd say on Monday nights in the championship 4 race at Vegas, I played a strategy that absolutely and totally failed at the end of that race, and I wasn't even competitive enough to like even be in the conversation to win the championship at the end because of the strategy I played. So like it's hard to like sometimes balance. Most of the times I like making the safe calls. But there's races where and that's where the consistency really comes from, to be honest, is, you always make the safe calls.
oh, right.
You base it on like when other guys are doing like whatever kind of strategies they're doing. You don't take too many risks like with your strat, and playing it safe will get you top 5s, top 10s over and over again. But if you want to win a race, you have to take a risk. You have to go out there and gamble, and sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. So I think that's really been proven over the course of ever since I started doing iRacing, especially in MRL and BRL. Is I'm not really somebody that goes out there and will rip like 4, 5, 6 wins in a season, but I'll show you that I can finish top 10 in 3/4 of the races, and I'll usually finish, if not all the races, most of them, and make sure the car is clean at the end of it. Which that part has more luck to do with it than anything else. You got to be in the right spot to avoid wrecks. It's not easy, especially when you're playing a strategy sometimes that's different than other people.
I got you. Well, you definitely was a model of consistency this year, without a doubt. And so that's all I got, see?
Okay. So before we let you go, Joe, is there anybody you want to
Congratulations.
thank or give a shout out to, or you let us give some insight to what you got cooking for next season?
Yeah, so next season we're going to be off for this upcoming week. I wish I had the graphic put together to show everybody the schedule for next season, but we're going to have a nice 12 race schedule next season with the ARCA cars again. Going to start up in a few weeks. A little bit more short track racing. I think it's going to make it a little bit more exciting, especially just to see how these cars drive. We've come such a far away from the start of the season. I think just with the way iRacing has made the car better than what it was when it first came out. I'm sure everybody remembers how much of a disaster that was for starters. And then the second part that really has been great is just how everybody as a group has really banded together. It's really nice to have this nice core of drivers to build on for next season. It'll be nice to have a couple more, get a couple more regulars back on for next season. I think the way the strategy and the way the series is going to be formatted next season, I think it might bring a couple of guys back that dropped there at the end of the season because they weren't really competing for much of anything. So I'm really excited to see how that all plays out. I want to give a shout out to Animal House Customs and all the support they've put behind the series, Ricky and Mike, all the support they've put behind the series. When Plank gets in here, I know he'll be really excited and, be flaunting his championship swag. So shout out to those guys for getting that all set up for this season. Shout out to all of us that do the broadcasting stuff as well. Without it, we wouldn't. I know everybody loves that we do these broadcasts, so I want to keep these going as long as we can. And maybe at some point we'll have a live broadcast. That'd be pretty cool if we can get something like that set up in the future. I'm sure they would love that. But right now this is what we got, and I think we do an awesome job at it personally. And I love working with you guys every week. And I love having Louie on every once in a while to do the broadcast with us too.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Second place points, Joseph Vulpes going to look forward to making a charge and challenging and maybe overtaking our season 1 points champion. Daniel Plant Smith joins us. Daniel, you got a copy?
The party. Should be.
So we got our season 1 champion with us, Daniel Plant Smith. Welcome, sir. How we doing? How's it feel to be the champ?
Oh, man, it feels great. It's a little bittersweet because I really wanted that win. You see the screen, it says Pennzoil all over it. I wanted to win one for Pennzoil, but hey, I'm happy for Tom Lester. He did what he had to do in order to get it done. I'm happy for him, and it was a heck of a battle with the 99 at the end to get P2, but yeah, it feels nice to be champion, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Hear the enthusiasm. So, take me through that race tonight. You were leading lap after lap. You had a dominant car. You were very fast tonight. And then in later stages of the race, we had a little bit of contact with Novella that looked like a massive net code situation. And then we had that final caution confusion. So take me through that.
Yeah, it was definitely a little interesting. I mean, for the most part of the race, I was just biding my time, just relaxing, chilling. Like if people want to go, then by all means, go send it. I'm just cruising, relaxing, saving my stuff, and taking tires. Was like saw Vopus leading. I was like, yeah, I can't let him lead. He ain't getting that point. And next thing you know, me and Novella ends up making contact. It was net code, but hey, it happens. I was able to do a 360, get it back going, and continue cruising and chilling, and was able to get back to the lead, and was hoping that yellow didn't come out, but hey, it happens.
It definitely happens.
Absolutely. So, take me through the season. What was some of your biggest takeaways as we saw you kind of like, during the regular season, have some early season difficulties, miss a couple races, but once locked in and qualified for the playoffs, you went on an absolute tear. I mean, what was the mindset going into the season, and that hot streak that elevated you to champion?
Well, first it was a brand new car. I didn't put any laps on it, maybe one race, if that. So I was still trying to get used to the car. I still had to figure out a couple of bugs of what to do and what not to do, because it ran so much different compared to our previous ARCA. But yeah, just basically getting used to it. Missing a couple of races that put me down on the podium, pretty far down in points and etc. And just bad luck. But once I kind of figured the car out and got everything set up and going, then it was smooth sailing from there. Because then I figured out, okay, when's a good time to push, when's a good time not to, and just kind of relax and just let the car do what it needs to do.
It's definitely been thrilling to watch you throughout the season, and I know my partners in crime here want to ask you a few questions, so I'm going to pass the mic over. But I just want to congratulate you, and I'll wrap up with you after. But Louis, go ahead.
Daniel, we was originally supposed to run this race last week.
Yep.
So when you heard that it was rescheduled for this week, was you disappointed? What was your...
Me personally, I wanted to get it done and over with as soon as possible. But yeah, I knew Vopis was going to give me a good battle. Unfortunately, he had that connection issue a couple of races prior, but I knew it was going to be close, and I had to put on my A game regardless of either situation. And yeah, I was just trying to get it done and over with as soon as possible. But we had to wait a week, and it definitely got my blood boiling just a little bit, just panicking, and I probably got diabetes, I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, it worried me a little bit, but hey, it was still able to get it done. So hey, I'm happy to be a MRL champion, and hopefully I can represent well.
I want to tell you, from fairly newbie to iRacing, me and you had a long talk here about 3-4 weeks ago, and I really do appreciate that. And the way you help guys coming up as well, I got to give it to you for that, because a lot of guys kind of keep these little secrets to themselves and don't want to help, so got to give you props up for that. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're only going to make each other better. I mean, the stuff that I might know, regardless of what tricks or, stuff I do different compared to others, it might work for somebody else. And then, hey, they might push me, to another level, because it's like, oh, it's really working for them. Hold up. Let me step it up another notch. Okay, it makes it more fun and more interesting. So yeah, when it comes to the new guys and all that, I'm always down to help, because I just want to see better racing. I want to see people, learn how to save tires and perfect it. And at the end of the day, it pushes all of us to get better, and that's the goal.
Well, I want to thank you for that. And Joe, do you have any questions for the champ?
Yeah, I do actually. I do have one very interesting question. So the format here on Fridays, of course, was a 6-race chase, and it really mattered on being consistent for those 6 races. You want to win on a tear in these last 6 races. Is there anything about the mindset, that you really got into to go on the tear you did for these last 6 races to win the championship? Is there anything you can carry over to a series like Wednesday, where the format is very similar, to go out there and beat those guys and win the championship on Wednesday this season?
Yeah, really, it's the key, I guess, trying to really put it into words. It's one of the main things that a lot of people overlook, and it's something that Colin told me about. my first race with MRL, like I think I got the pole, was sending it, and he just told me like, hey, like people go to send it, people go burn this stuff up, just be patient. And once he told me to be patient, then boom, everything started clicking. The tire wear of how to save tires and when to push, when not to push, like everything just kind of finally clicked. And that was that missing piece I needed to be able to save tires, or at least do it a lot better than what I normally did in the past. And patience is the key. You know, like granted, people want to go up there, lead a whole bunch of laps, send it, do all this stuff, but you got to have that patience. It's what's going to save your tires. It's what's going to help you in the long run. Because granted, yes, you might get cautions here and there that could change up strategy, but you got to be able to make a long run in order. Because doing a short run, that's simple. Once you figure out the long run and you have that patience and you're able to get going, then hey, you should be able to do something.
And then one follow-up question. I know you've had a chance to peek at the schedule for next season.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your level of confidence on being able to repeat next season?
Well, it comes down to job and schedule. Hopefully everything works out well. As of right now, it's looking pretty good. So I should be able to come back and put on another season. I do enjoy this ARCA series, and I mean it's gonna be tough as it always is. There's a lot of good hitters here, and I mean I feel confident as long as I'm able to do what I did this year, but make the regular season more consistent, then we could probably do the same thing. But it's definitely going to be tougher. People's going to get more used to these cars, figure things out, and it's going to be a battle. And I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait.
Well,
All right,
Daniel,
awesome.
it's definitely been a pleasure racing with you this season and having you on in these post-race interviews. You know, get to know you better in the chats and everything. And, you know, you're a hell of a racer, a hell of a guy. And we definitely look forward to seeing you next season. And before we let you go, anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, just the whole Team Delusional crew. We all help each other. We all allow each other to get better, and etc. Always learning. Pretty much Pencil. They've had my back since the Team Delusional rebuild. So I'm glad I can represent them, and yeah, just the broadcast, the whole league in general. I appreciate everything y'all do. Y'all gave me amazing place to be able to run for leagues and stuff, and it's an awesome place, and I appreciate that a lot.
We definitely thank you, Daniel, and we look forward to racing with you in the future. Your champion, Season 1, Friday Night Thunder ARCA Series, Daniel Plant Smith, champion. Well, gentlemen, I don't know about you, but that's been one incredible season of racing to cover. Being on the track, being in the booth, guys. It's been really swell, really pleasure working with you guys, and I can't wait for next season. This is just too much fun.
Yeah, it was a really, really great first season. Like I said, really excited to see what the next season has in store for us. You get the field. Excited for the way the new season's going to go. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what really happens with some of these new rule changes. You're not going to really see much changes on what happens with the on-track racing, but I think in order to keep the participation level a little higher throughout these chase races, I think a few changes were necessary, and I think we might be able to keep that number consistent throughout the whole season a little better.
Louis, you've joined us on a part-time basis here in the booth, and we really appreciate you stepping up when we needed you. And, what were some of your favorite moments of doing the broadcast and racing this season?
Louis, you have to unmute the mic. I think that might be your problem.
Yeah. Sorry. For me, nothing really stands out. Every week was a great time. Every time you guys had me in the broadcast was a great time. I just want to try to get better, and on both ends of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Personally, for me, it's been a fun car to drive. It's been pretty pretty fun to try to plan strategies with the limited tires. The notion of having the fast repair and trying to do the fuel strategy. It's a great experience. It's a fun way to kind of get into iRacing. If you're just starting out or just looking for a fun kind of car to race, and I've really enjoyed the challenge, and like you said, I'm looking forward to next season and then what future updates iRacing has for the car, and it's been a lot of fun. So to be behind the wheel was really enjoyable, and being in the booth with you guys, this is just talking racing. It's what we all enjoy. It's all our passion. So it's been a fun ride, and just can't wait to hit the reset and be back in a couple weeks with season 2.
Yeah, me as well. And what I like about this series is that, to be honest with you, it's the 2 tires, because that makes you have to drive the car a little different. And yeah, so I'm excited for next season.
Well, before we get out of here, final thoughts.
I think that pretty much sums up what we're looking forward to next season. It's a really great first season. So many different winners. I think that's the one thing I really want to point out before we head out here and put a bow tie here on the first season. We saw that leaderboard there. Daniel Plant-Smith, he had 3 wins. You saw Matt Novella, he had 3 wins. But when you take a look at this first season there, C and Louis, the amount of winners that we had was really incredible for this car. Really great to see so many different people. And, we had just, if you look at it here, man, how many different winners do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like we had 13 different winners across the season. And, that's just really incredible to think about how many different winners we really had. For a first season, 18 races, to have all those different winners, that really just shows the kind of parity out there in this kind of a series with these drivers.
Yeah, fascinating information, and just incredible the diversity of the competition, and just how good the racing was top to bottom.
Yeah, and like I said in the earlier broadcast, any one of those guys can win, because they're all really good, and yeah, it's a tough league for sure.
So with that being said, we'll see you all in a couple of weeks for the season 2 opener. Catch us on the Vortex Network for the Monday Night Mayhem broadcast with Mean Gene and Zach, and check us out on this very channel Wednesday nights for the Xfinity series. And we also have a very cool graphic there. We do the Friday rebroadcast. MRL Wednesday Xfinity Series are live. Give a shout out to Finn in the booth over there. Brandon Finley doing an incredible job for the David Owens led Xfinity Series. And until then, I'll botch the tagline once more. You either go fast or get past.
What's this? Trophies. Look at these trophies. Oh, yeah.